Hallo, Hallöchen, Leute. Willkommen wieder zurück zu einem weiteren Part von Wuthering Waves. Wir machen nahtlos weiter und machen mit unserem kleinen Konflikt mit dem großen Architekten weiter.
Thoughts on the show?
You showed me all this because the Fraxidus wants to replicate the assimilation within the blessed maiden herself. You want me for the possibility that I could become the Threnodian's resonator in the future.
I won't deny it. After all, among all the Mikos of Flaming Sakura, only you can see through that Sutsu and see a future so clearly entwined with the Threnodians. That is your gift, your talent.
It is a dangerous curse.
From Ashinohara's legends and the Space Trek Collective's investigative reports, you know who Rover is by now.
Warum wurde denn die Verbindung getrennt? Verdammt! Bitte stell dich schnell wieder her. Shit. Es gerade zum falschen Zeitpunkt, finde ich. Aber da kann man leider nichts für. Na gut. Er hat sich wieder gefangen. Hoffentlich.
As a savior yourself, what do you think of her capabilities?
She's strong.
You can afford to be more effusive. Unlike you, who failed Ashinohara time and again, she is the perfect savior.
Na, so ganz perfekt sind wir jetzt auch nicht.
But let's be brutally honest. This world doesn't have a second Rover. She saved Jinjo and Renesita. But what about Honami?
Na, für Honami waren wir schon zu spät.
Solaris is full of dark corners like Honami. Places the Savior's light will never reach. You, Miko of Flaming Sakura, have a gift. You might not fear the curse of the Threnodian or lament. But what of them? The weak, those not blessed by fate, and yet, is it really fair to place the weight of an entire world on a single pair of shoulders? Solaris needs more saviors, doesn't it? I'm just using the Threnodian to bring more of them into this world.
You mean you want to use its power the way Rover once did?
I've tried before, but a miracle like Fleur-de-Lis requires a billion coincidences. And Mia? Nothing but the delusional ravings of Leviathan. Even the one that appeared in Renesita at the end was just a hollow, mute shell. But with your help, everything changes. You could wield the Threnodian's power just as Rover did. Honami would not be a ruin, and Ashinohara would finally have its true savior.
I have to admit, your proposition is tempting. I desire vengeance against the Threnodian. That is why I seek greater strength. I stayed in Lahairoi to forge a blade sharp enough to kill it, but I will not discard my dignity as a human for it. I will not become the very horror I hate. Not.
You stand on Honami's soil. You stand on a graveyard of millions. Go on. Ask them if your dignity as a human matters. I think they tell you that simply staying alive is what matters. Eternal Miko, you know your limits. You've crawled through countless defeats, barely protecting Ashinohara from the Threnodian's assault. But what of the future? You are no savior like her. When you fall, who will take up the Sutsu? Who will walk this lonely, futile path next?
Du bist nicht für Lover.
We could always talk about the former, Miko. The bodies of the left behind are ephemeral. You'll find I have a far more durable proposal.
Oh. Jawohl, Kapitel 3 Zwischenakt. Was? Das war's? Okay. Das war nur ein Zwischenakt. Okay, dann wechseln wir dann jetzt wieder in unsere Perspektive. Oh. Hallo, Goldmädchen. Nun, da die Zeremonie vorüber und der Vorfall mit der dunklen Seite beigelegt ist, hast du bereits etwas Ruhe gefunden? Bald wird es wieder hektisch werden. Du musst konzentriert bleiben, aber nicht angespannt wie eine Feder. Stress führt zu Fehlentscheidungen. Ich habe mich ausgeruht, keine Sorge. Ich kann mich erst richtig entspannen, wenn das hier vorbei ist. Das war schon mal ein ordentliches Intro. Gut, ich bin schließlich Psychiater. Ich freue mich, dass meine Patientin ausnahmsweise einmal meinen Rat befolgt. Oh oh. Oh nee, das ist jetzt echt nicht gut. Was den zuvor besprochenen Exo-Spalterplan betrifft, so gibt es eine neue Entwicklung. Komm in meinen Arbeitsbereich. Es ist besser, dort darüber zu sprechen, wo die Wände keine Ohren haben. Übrigens, ich habe die Freigabe von der Ingenieursabteilung für die neuesten Motorrad-Upgrades bekommen. Du solltest jetzt Zugriff auf die neuesten Features haben. Hoffentlich machen sie dir die Reise hierher ein bisschen leichter. Motorrad-Leitmodul, ausgestattet mit einem Luftaufhängersfeld, ermöglicht es dem Fahrer über komplexes Terrain zu gleiten. Heißt das, man kann das jetzt überall anwenden? Okay. Das ausgerüstete Modul schaltet die Gleitfähigkeit des Motorrads frei. Ja, alles klar. Hier kannst du die neue Erweiterungsmodule überprüfen. Dann zeig mal her. Ja. Modul. Warte, hallo. Einfordern. Da haben wir ihn ja jetzt. Ja. Dann werten wir ihn mal auf. Und gut, dann haben wir es ja erstmal geschafft. Für jetzt. Oh. Resonanzbefreiung 3-mal. Gut. Dann gehen wir mal weiter. Quest. So. Dann gehen wir erstmal zu Luke und den Freunden hier hin. Nur, ob wir es nochmal mit einem leeren Wurm zu tun bekommen werden. Ich hoffe doch sehr. Das wäre doch zumindest sehr löblich. Ah, na gut. Das werden wir wohl öfter sehen hier, dieses Problem. Aber gut. Dann wird es Zeit, da reinzugehen. Gut, auf geht's zu Luke. Und wahrscheinlich Lucilla, die wird wahrscheinlich auch an Ort und Stelle sein. Ich bin mal gespannt, ob ich mit meiner Theorie recht habe, dass Lucilla dieses Update hier nicht überleben wird. Oder beziehungsweise das Ende. Ich bin mir noch ein bisschen unschlüssig, ob es jetzt wirklich das Ende von La Heroy sein wird oder nicht.
It's a new flavor. Sigrika and Lene suggested it. Great for lifting spirits.
Windchili. Ja, das weckt einen auf.
All right, Luke. What's the word on this Exostrider plan?
My conversation with Lucilla went well. She's on your side. Your showing during the Dark Side incident also helped speed up the Academy's internal review. That said, you've been a student here for less than a year. You'll need the Space Trek Collective's approval to officially activate the Exostrider. Their biggest financial backer is the New Federation. And of course, They answer to an entire board of investors. And to them, the Exostrider is definitely a high-value asset. I've been flooding their desks with reports. Your Academy investigation record, your latest test scores from Abel College, and a full physical adaptability eval I wrote myself.
And were they rejected?
We got a meeting. But when that much money's involved, conflicts of interest make everything move very slowly. Unlike Jinzhou or Rinasita, they've got far too many cooks in the kitchen.
I'm worried we don't have that kind of time.
Exactly, which is why we're going to strike first. Besides, things have changed. It all comes down to this guy. This is Chase, head of the Space Trek Collective. He just got back to L'Haïroy on a Triumph avionics ship from the new Federation. President Lucilla, Professor Mornier, and I have all put in a good word. You'll be meeting him at the Research Institute. Chase started as a low-level employee at Ashridge Energy in the new Fed. Then, he dropped off the grid for a few years before resurfacing in a government position. After that, he left the government and started diving into multiple large-scale investment projects. Some say he's still been Ashridge Energy's man the whole time, but no one's been able to prove it. He's sharp, low profile, and very smooth. At his age, he's seen it all. His only real concern is if the Exostrider's pilot can be controlled. Normally, they'd pick Academy synchronists who have been signing stacks of NDAs since day one. But
Sounds like his attitude changed. Does that have something to do with the changes you mentioned?
come in. Let's talk over some hot drinks.
Na? Scheiße. Das wird noch Probleme machen. Ja, im Moment ist mein WLAN gerade wieder ein bisschen am Ärger machen. Gut.
I heard Lucilla asked for your help after the ceremony. How did it feel working with her?
Ganz schön.
Well, at first she was pretty dominant, steering the conversation the whole time. But now I understand it's because this academy means so much to her.
Das ist ja klar, sie ist ja schließlich auch die Direktorin. Ist klar, dass sie eine ordentliche Verantwortung hat.
Based on your intel, the reactor core has been returned. Ideally, we'd wait for the Exostrider to awaken before trying to help Imith or confront the Threnodian. But recent readings from the Institute's Stridergate monitors, they're off the charts. Void matter reactivity is spiking. The Space Trek Collective is getting twitchy. If Threnodian Aleph 1 breaks the seal, all of Solaris will be at risk. Not just L'Haïroy. Now, the Collective didn't establish itself here without binders full of contingencies for a Threnodian event. Problem is, every one of those plans would scorch decades of scientific progress. Which, in our case, actually gives us some leverage. Enough to have a real conversation with their head.
Then I'll convince him. I'll show him the lowest casualty count is the only one that makes sense. He'll have to approve me as the synchronist who pilots the Exostrider. Luke, you mentioned you have contacts in the Black Shores. In this workspace of yours. It's secure.
Guaranteed. What are you thinking?
L'Haïroy is closed off from the outside world. Public comms are probably tapped by Fraxidus moles inside the Academy. And right now, I need a direct line to the Black Shores.
I see. Give me a moment. I'll establish the link and leave the rest to you.
Da bin ich mal gespannt. Sie wird wahrscheinlich mit der Shopkeeperin sprechen. Bin mal gespannt, ob sie Verstärkung anfragt oder Oder was sie jetzt genau vorhat. Oh, Abby kommt auch raus. Nee.
I received your call, Rover. Is the situation in Lahai Roy that dire? You look exhausted.
Es ist viel passiert, Shopkeeperin. Mir geht es gut, ich bin nur ein bisschen müde.
My frequency loss has been resolved. But Lahai Roy is under imminent Threnodian threat. I need your help, Shorekeeper.
Understood. For this purpose, both I and the Black Shores exist.
Any additional intel on the Exostrider within the Tethys system? Verified or not, I need everything you have. I trust Luke. You can speak freely.
Records confirm that Luke Herson has been providing critical assistance and intelligence to the Black Shores. I trust your judgment. After the founding of Star Torch Academy, most information fell under their seal of secrecy. However, in its early days, you mediated negotiations between the Academy and the Space Trek collective fears that due to the Exoswarm's division, the Exostrider, even upon awakening, might not have enough power to face the Threnodian. This concern led to the augment. Observing how Sentinels work with their resonators, they theorized that the Exostrider, sharing similarities, could amplify its power through a resonator as well.
Oh. Das wird uns noch ein bisschen ärgern hier. Wie gesagt, Verzeihung.
However, considering your link with the Exostrider, the Tethys system does not recommend this method. We have intel that deep beneath Lahai Roy lies the keystone left behind by the Exostrider long ago. It rests directly atop the seal on the Strider Gate. You can think of it as a kind of lock. You do not need a cockpit to pilot the Exostrider. So long as its activation sequence remains unobstructed, you may pilot it.
Is it because I'm its arbiter?
Precisely. For one who shares its origin, a cockpit would be more of a hindrance. As for Imeth, I think Dr. Luke's proposal is viable.
You mean using the exoswarm-like shell that appeared in the cockpit to look for her?
Yes, the connection between frequencies will help. Rover, bring her with you when you activate the Exostrider.
Sure. While I'm there, the Black Shores will need to keep a closer eye on Lahai Roy.
I understand.
I'm counting on you, Shorekeeper.
As long as I may be of help to you, I am content. Please return safely from the Strider Gate, my star.
I will. Don't worry.
I'll inform Lucilla. Take your time finishing that drink before you head out.
What do you think? I'm about to ask a man to sign off on a crazy plan. And I can't even promise him it'll work.
Nobody has a plan they promise will work. If Chase agrees, it's because he's betting that you're his best option. Just take the win. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the person.
Stimmt. Ja, gut. Dann lass uns mal wieder weitergehen. Gut. Und dann reden wir mal mit dem Typen. Ein ordentliches Gespräch. Wie ich hoffe. Oh, Liste da. Ich glaube, Dr. Luke hat dich bereits über das Treffen mit dem Leiter des Space Track Kollektivs informiert. Komm zum Studienkanat. Er wartet dort auf dich. Alles klar. Also, dann müssen wir jetzt ordentlich weit gehen. Aber ich bin faul, das wisst ihr ja. Deswegen werden wir da direkt der Schnellreise hingehen. Geht zu, bitte. So. Gut. Das scheint ja wirklich knallhart aufs Finale zuzusteuern. Ich dachte, bevor wir das Finale erleben, würden wir noch zur neuen Federation gehen. Aber zumindest noch machen wir es. Noch sind wir da nicht auf dem Weg hin. Ich denke mal, das wird dann noch. Scheiße. Ich wollte jetzt eigentlich nach oben. Ja, das ist jetzt wieder so diese eine Sache, die mir nicht gefällt an diesem Gebiet. Ich glaube, das ist hier, oder? Ja. Gut. Dann machen wir es so. Dass du nicht frei gleiten kannst zwischen diesen Ebenen. Das mag ich in diesem Gebiet nicht. Aber ja, gut. Wenn das hier das Finale ist, dann werden wir hier zumindest nicht allzu oft mehr hinterherkommen. Dann lass uns mal in den Klassenraum gehen. Und da ist auch wieder Liste da. Ist sie aufgeregt?
Mr. Chase, this is the student I mentioned, Rover. Our best hope for piloting the Exostrider.
Save the intro, President Lucila. We've met before.
Sind wir?
Before. In my past life at the Academy?
Ja, ich glaube, an den hätte ich mich erinnert.
Let's just get down to it. The Threnodian LF-1 situation is deteriorating. We're running out of time. I wanted to wait for the Exostrider's self-regeneration to finish, but the clock has run out on that one. So tell me, Rover, why do you want to pilot the Exostrider? What's the play?
To find Imeth and put down the Threnodian.
Imeth. Name rings a bell. The one with the high sync rate.
She's beyond the Strider Gate.
I see how it is. But finding one person in a goddamn interdimensional haystack, not so easy. You understand our position. The Threnodian is our priority.
Stopping the Threnodian is my priority too. I'm gonna handle both.
Uh-oh.
Look, we have the same objective. So like you said, let's just get down to it. If void matter erupts, Lahai Roy is ground zero. Every one of your projects will take a hit.
Regarding LF-1, our intel is insufficient. We are not, at this time, considering its total destruction. What we need is for the Exostrider to reinforce the seal on the Strider Gate. To do that, we need a qualified synchronist, and we need the Institute's drive replica. When that gets embedded in the Exostrider's chest cavity, right now, the replica is in its final phase of development. We're still missing critical data.
Drive replica. Is that what you're building from the fallen reactor drive after Helios was launched?
Correct. It's based on the original drive's framework. You had a hand to play in that. You made sure Helios got launched. To complete the drive replica, we require precise data from the Exostrider operating in high concentrations of void matter, and environmental readings from inside the Threnodian. Without them, we can't guarantee the Exostrider can resist Aleph-1's corruption. Here's the verdict. On behalf of the Space Trek Collective, I authorize you to pilot the Exostrider.
Sehr gut.
But remember, our objective is the data. We need readings from the high concentration zone to complete the replica. And your personal mission gets 10 minutes. That's the max duration our void matter barriers can cover the Strider Gate once it's opened.
Das ist nicht gut.
After 10 minutes, you return to Lahai Roy, whether you found Imeth or not. Do you accept?
Scheiße. Eigentlich nicht. Aber das ist ihre beste Chance.
Deal. One more thing. I won't be using a cockpit. Just show me the way to the Keystone and have the Exostrider ready. That's all I need.
Huh. Still full of surprises. Always bringing us the unconventional. Lucilla, run a high-pressure sync test for the Synchronist. I've seen the physical eval, but I want live data for validation. The moment the numbers hit green, we'll begin preparations for activating the Keystone and deploy void matter barriers around the Strider Gate.
There's something else. I need a favor.
Go on.
The Fraxidus is lying low. Even after failing in the dark side, they could move the moment the Strider Gate opens.
Ah, that's what's on your mind. Well, I have an update. Remember Sigrika's friend? The somewhat lackadaisical one?
Denia.
You mean Denia?
That's the one. She's gone missing. Our investigation points to her being the agent the Grand Architect referred to. But don't let it distract you. I have a reliable friend keeping an eye on Fraxidus activity. You just focus on waking the giant. Leave the rest to us, Rover.
The Black Shores just sent a formal communication request. They're offering full support for Lahai Roy's evacuation. You handle it, Lucilla. You have a better read on the situation than I do. And you're better at talking with that student. If there's anything else you want to ask me, now's the time.
I'm surprised you're placing this much trust in Rover, authorizing her so readily. Any particular reason?
We're different, President. I'm a businessman, and businessmen trust their instincts for a good investment. The Threnodian could strike at any time. Given the circumstances, Lahai Roy may have to be written off. And with the timeline we have, relocating the Exostrider is impossible. If we're gonna lose it anyway, why not let her take one last swing?
Understood. We still need to prepare for the worst-case scenario.
Of course. If this fails, we'll initiate the backup plan. Duskvale.
Was ist das für ein Plan?
That guy gives me the creeps. What
Ja.
kind of place is the new Federation anyway? Nah, are they all gonna be like that?
Find
Wahrscheinlich.
out when we get there, Abby.
Das würde ich auch mal meinen. Na gut. Oh, hi, IMF. Alles gut bei dir? Na gut, dann gehen wir jetzt mal hier rein. Hallo, sag ja. Dann beenden wir das hier. Ich finde schade, dass wir unsere Schuluniformen nicht tragen, aber...
So you're that student, huh? I'm Sakia. I'll be overseeing and evaluating your test. Lucilla filled me in on everything. This synchronization test is far more intense than the standard procedure. We're simulating the neural load of a direct link with the exostructure. If you feel anything off, you call it. I won't allow the test to continue under overclocking conditions. Review and confirm the safety protocols before entering the cockpit. Good. The cabin systems are configured. The simulator cockpit is right there. I'll be watching your metrics closely the whole time. I hope you pass the test smoothly.
Das werden wir schon hinkriegen. Synchronisationstest starten. Okay, jetzt kommt die heiße Phase.
Neural network connected. Tactical model constructed.
Okay.
Resonator vital signs synchronized.
Okay, gut, dann los. Hey, welch ja, dann werden wir dich wieder besiegen. Zumindest ich versuche mein Bestes. Oh, wir haben dich schon mal ein paar Mal besiegt. Es wird auf jeden Fall uns also gelingen. Ja. Oh, oh. Ich hoffe, ich stelle mich ganz gut hier an. So. Wenn wir erstmal die Ulti machen können. Dann geht's uns besser. So, jetzt. Jetzt machen wir dich fertig. Oh, 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 oh. Angriff. Oh, oh. Ja, auf Kreis. Quicktime Events. Mach ihn fertig. Aber sowas von. Oh. Scheiße. Das war nicht gut. Das ist gerade ein schlechter Zeitpunkt. So. Oh, oh. Ah nein, jetzt ballert hier komplett drunter und drüber. So. Ach verdammt, jetzt kriegt er mich dann doch ein bisschen erwischt. Mhm. Oh, oh. Oh Gott, ich habe keine Ausdauer mehr. Muss hier weg. Aua. Na gut. Versuchen wir es mal so. Jetzt macht er uns dann doch ein bisschen fertig. Auf seinen letzten Metern. Und ich habe keine Ausdauer. Ich muss ein bisschen regenerieren. So, das haben wir geschafft. Und los geht's.
Recording synchronization rate data. Cockpit opening. Please exit according to the safety protocols.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, wo soll ich hinlaufen? Aber ging ja noch alles gut. Eigentlich. Oh,
How did you get all the way here from the lake house?
oh, ich bin mal gespannt, ob sie reden wird.
She wanders into the academy sometimes. Usually her caretaker bot escorts her back pretty quick, but today she was being difficult.
We'll go back together in a bit, okay?
Wir holen sie auf jeden Fall zurück. Oh, sie setzt sich wieder auf die Bank. Ich hoffe mal, dass sie gleich noch mal ein bisschen reden kann.
So the little terror can be quiet. Never thought I'd see the day.
Professorin Sakya, hast du Amy gekannt? Ich glaube, ich habe den Namen dieser Professorin schon mal gehört.
Back at the fan meeting, people mentioned a Sakya. They said she was Imith's teacher. That she actually really cared.
The last day I taught her, she wrote saving the world as her career path. I asked her if that was really what a synchronist should be aiming for, then gave her a piece of my mind and told her to rewrite it. She didn't even get upset, just smiled, took the form and walked away. She never stepped out of that cockpit again. Now she's back, but not really. What a headache of a student. Lucilla told me you're her family. Is that true?
Das stimmt, mehr oder weniger.
Yes.
Nee, aber wir sind nicht blutsverwandt.
And you're planning to pilot the Exostrider and bring her back from the Strider Gate?
That's the plan.
Sounds like an absurd, bold, utterly delusional idea. No one knows what's actually behind that gate.
Das werden wir aber noch. Das werden wir noch rausfinden.
I know.
When Imith went missing, the cockpit recorded an abnormally high synchronization rate. We couldn't verify it after she disappeared, so it was your test results are just shy of hers overall. But in some sectors, they're even higher. You've passed.
Sehr gut.
I hope that absurd plan of yours works, and that you bring my student home.
Das steht außer Frage. Ich werde mein Bestes versuchen.
The results are out, but preparing the Exostrider will take time. You'll need to wait around 2 days. We'll let you know when it's ready.
Okay. Dann so sei es.
Cassette.
Okay, wir sollten vielleicht mal eine Kassette untersuchen. Na gut. Wartet 2 Tage. Ja gut. Leute, dann würde ich sagen, wir haben die letzten Vorbereitungen geschlossen. Dann würde ich mal sagen, wir ändern die Zeit mal. Übermorgen. Zack. Wir machen mal bis 14 Uhr. Und dann sind 2 Tage um. Und wir sind durch. Ist morgen erst Nachrichten. Ja, das werden wir dann im nächsten Part machen. Ich sag dann mal bis dann und ciao, Leute. Man sieht sich.